Hello everyone. Today you can see we are going to discuss about the animal kingdom. Okay. So the students, the animal kingdom, it encompasses a vast diversity of organisms. Okay. So to understand them better, they are classified based on certain fundamental features. Okay. So what are the features that are taken into consideration when we are classifying the various organisms? So we are going to understand the 6 main basis of the classification. So the first one is the level of organization. We are going to understand these basis of classification in detail also, but first let me write it for you so that it is easier for you to remember. Okay. So the first is the level of organization, second is the symmetry, third is the germ layer. Okay. Fourth is the coelom. Okay, that is they will take into consideration the body cavity also. Okay. Then segmentation and the notochord. So student, these are the 6 bases of classification, okay, of animal kingdom. Okay, so now let's talk about the first one, that is the level of organization. Okay. So the level of organization is further divided into 4 levels. Okay. The first one is the cellular level. The second one is the tissue level. The third one is the organ level. And the fourth one is the organ system level. Okay, students? So in the cellular level, the cells, they are loosely aggregated and they perform the function independently. Okay. So example here is the sponges. Okay, this kind of arrangement is observed in the sponges. Okay. So I will repeat it again. The cell in the cellular level organization, they are loosely aggregated and the function is independent. And if we talk about the tissue level, the cell, they will performing the similar function. Okay, they are grouped into tissues. So those cells, okay, it is tissue level, we can also write that it is a group of cells, okay, having the similar function. Okay, so this kind of organization, okay, it can be observed in coelomate, that is example in the hydra. The third level of organization, that is the organ level. In this, the tissues, okay, they are organized into organs. Okay, so each organ will have the specialized function. So the tissues, okay, they are organized into organs, and each organ, it will have the specific function. So this can be organ level classification is observed in the platyhelminthes, like in the flatworms. And the last one is the organ system level, and in this organ system level, the organ works together to form a system. Okay, so here in the organ system, all the organs, okay, they will work together, okay, and act as a system. Okay, and this kind of organization is observed in the annelids. The example includes the earthworm. Okay, now let's talk about the second basis of the classification, that is the symmetry. So based on the symmetry, there are 3 further categorization. The first one is the asymmetry. So the asymmetry, they will not have the species, they will not have any definite shapes. Okay, the example is the sponges again. And the second one is the radial symmetry. Okay, and in the radial symmetry, the same shape will be formed around the central axis. Okay, so this kind of symmetry is observed in the starfish. Okay, And the last one is the bilateral symmetry. And the bilateral symmetry, in this, the body is divided into two equal sides. Okay, so this is observed in the human. Okay, so we have the right side and the left side, and we have the same kind of organization, right? So this can be observed in the humans. The next level of the basis of classification is the germ layer. So based on the germ layer, the organism, they can be further classified into Diploblastic and the Triploblastic. Okay, so from here it is very clear that Diploblastic will have the 2 layers, whereas the Triploblastic, they will have the 3 layers. Okay, so the 2 layers are the ecto and the endoderms. Okay, and this is observed in the hydra. And the Triploblastic, they will display the 3 layers, that is the ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm, and this is observed in the frog and the fish. Okay, the fourth basis of organism classification is the coelom, that is the body cavity. So based on this, there are 3 types of organisms. The first one is the acoelomates. So the name itself indicates that the acoelomates will have no body cavity. Okay, so example is the Planaria. Then there are pseudocoelomates. So the pseudo means false, right? So the pseudocoelomate, they will have the partially lined body cavity. Okay, and this is observed in the round one. And the third type is the coelomates. Okay, so they will have the true coelom, that is true body cavity, that is fully lined body cavity. Okay, so this has been observed in the human, okay, and earthworm also. The fifth basis of the classification is the segmentation. So on the basis of the segmentation, there are 2 types of organism division. First is the true segmentation, and the another one is the false segmentation. Okay, so the true segmentation, it is also known as metamerism, whereas the false one is known as pseudo-metamerism. So the true segmentation, in this kind of organism, there is a clear division into segments. Okay, so there are clear segments, and this is observed in the case of earthworm. Okay, whereas in the case of false segmentation, the segment appears. Okay, however, these segments are not real. Okay, so the example here includes the tapeworm. So this kind of segmentation is observed in the tapeworm. Okay, the last basis of the classification is the notochord. And according to this, the organism, they are classified into 2 categories. That is, first one is the non-chordate, and the name itself indicates that the non-chordate will have no notochord. Okay, whereas the second group is the chordate one. So they will have the chordates. Okay, they will have the notochordates during the development. The example include frog, okay, or human. The example for the notochords include the insects and the sponges. Okay, so this is all about the classification of animal kingdom. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.